Hi, boys and girls, and welcome to our next math lesson, Chapter 1, Lesson 11, and it is Ways to Make 10. Okay, so we have different ways to make 10, and it continues to help us answer the question, how do you add numbers? So let's get started on some warm-up. Before we begin, it's probably a good idea for you to have your counters, okay, the two color ones. And if you want to use your part whole board to help you figure out, some answers, as well as your whiteboard and marker. Okay, so if you need to go get those, pause this now. Okay, here we go. All right, so the problem of the day. There are 9 children riding bikes. 3 of the children are boys. How many of the children are girls? And how do you know? Well, there are a few different ways that we could figure this out. If you had, let's see, let's think of it this way. All right, if we have, and I'm going to make some kind of silly shape circles, but we already know that 3 are boys, okay, right here. Now, we need to know how many are girls. Now, we already know that there are 9 children altogether riding their bikes. So we could do, this is one way you could do it. You have 3 and you keep counting, count on until you reach 9. Okay, so we know this is 3. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so these are the boys. Let's see how many are girls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's one way. The other way is you could have your 9 circles. 4, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we already know 3 of the children are boys. So we can X out 3. All right. And then count how many are left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So look at that. There were 2 different ways. We got the same answer. Now let's check on the next slide. How many are girls? That's right, 6. Wow, look at that. They have a subtraction number sentence in there. Okay. All right. Now, this might be a good time for you to use the work mat number 3 and your counters. Okay. Now, if you want to figure these out and then write your answer on the whiteboard, you can do that. Pause and then come back after you have completed the problems here, and then you can come back and check your answers. All right. So pause now. Okay, here's your answers. They also wanted you to figure out some other ways to make that same answer, the same number 9. So, because here it says, then write another way to find the same sum. Right now, and that's not a bad practice if you want to be challenged a little bit, but I'm really wanting you to practice doing just the addition on this. Okay? All right, so now let's get to, all right, so you are now on your lesson, okay, number 11, and right here, that's right, this is a 10 frame, okay? Now for this 10 frame, and does anybody know why they call it a 10 frame? Well, let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if you also notice the way I counted, I started at the top left and moved across all the way to the right, and then came down and started at the bottom left and moved across to the right. Just as if you were reading. We always read from left to right. Same idea with your 10 frame. So that's right, there are 10 squares here. Okay, now they want you to use your counters, and I'll practice first with this. They want us to use the counters and find different ways to make 10. So one way you could do it is take one color and move it up there, and then use the other color to complete the rest of the boxes. Okay? Now, by looking at this, what would be that math problem? Well, how many red do we have? That's correct. We have 1. And how many yellow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And we know it equals 10 because all of the boxes in the 10 frame are full. Okay, so let's try the next. Why don't you try one? Put your counters in the box, and if your counters don't fit into the 10 frame that's in your math textbook, well, then use your work mat. Okay, number 1, I believe, on the other side, that I had asked you to take out yesterday, or I told you would be using today. Take out that, and if you need to take it out, pause first, get it out, ask an adult to pull it out for you, and then come back. Okay, so did you try making different ways of 10? Okay, so this is what we get to do for this one. We get to pick whatever way we would like to make the number 10. And once you do that, I'm just going to try this one. Right, 5. And then I'm going to put the yellow ones down here. Now, once I've done this, what you can do with your crayons, remember I said at the beginning, get 2 different color crayons, or I said it in the directions too, in the classwork. You are going to, they say to trace the counters, but that might be difficult. So if you want to just color, make a nice round circle here and color it in however you want. You don't have to do it like mine, okay? However you would like to make 10. And then after you have drawn a circle and colored it in, which however you want to do it, then you're going to put the number that shows your colors on the line. Okay. Now, something else that I want to point out to you. You should not mix the colors, okay? It's easier for you to make sure you don't miss how many counters you have of each color, okay? And remember, always start from the left and go across, and then go down and left and go across, okay? But definitely keep the colors together. Okay, now let's go to our see and show. Okay, well, they already have the base 10 filled in, okay? And so we're going to look, and you can trace the numbers, okay? And it says there are many ways to make 10. So let's see. They said it's 8 plus 2. Let's try counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 2 yellow. Now you notice when I counted, the reason I said to you before to always start in the left was because then I came down here and continued, okay? Now this one they chose to do differently. They showed 4 red and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yellow, okay? All right, now you have to just look at the base 10. I'm sorry, not the base 10, the 10 frame. Oh, I'm sorry. The 10 frame boxes here. See, I told you I make mistakes. and count how many red and how many yellow and put the numbers in. Now, let me just point this out. Which number do you think is going to be first in number 2? If you said yellow, you're correct because that is at the top and then the red. Whoever laid this out chose to use the yellow first. So whichever number is first, you put in on the first line. Okay, so pause now and finish and then come back to check your answers. Okay, good job. All right, now complete this and come back and check. Pause now. Did you remember to put whatever color came first in the beginning? Yep, good job. All right. Okay, so this one, it says name all the ways to make 10 on a 10 frame using 2 numbers. So this is where you can use, all right, your 10 frame and your whiteboard, okay? And one at a time, just turn over the colors, right? And you can figure out how many ways. All right, so I'm going to ask tomorrow in small group, I'm going to ask you when I see you, how many ways did you make the number 10? Okay? All right, you can pause now to figure that out if you want to. If you don't get to it now, make sure you come back and do it later, okay? All right, on your own, you will be completing these math sentences. Pause and come back and check. Okay, good job. Notice that. Look at that. Yeah. That's how you show 0. That's right. All one color. Pause and figure it out. There you go. Now, for this one, it says draw and color a way to make 10 using 2 numbers. Write the numbers. Okay, so again, just like I told you with the very first page, I would like you to draw circles and color and only use 2 colors. Doesn't matter what colors they are, okay? They don't have to be red and yellow. If you prefer 2 other colors, that's fine. And then whatever numbers go with your colors, make sure you put them into your addition number sentence and come back and check. Okay. Now this one is a little interesting. Look at this. Let's read this and see. There are 5 red counters. How many yellow counters will make 10 in this 10 frame? Draw and color the counters. So as you draw and color, count and you'll figure that out. Work on it and pause. There you go. That's right, 5. Because right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Okay. Joe saw 10 geese. How many more geese does he need to see so that he sees 10 in all? Excuse me. So remember before when I said we could draw with the boys and the girls and the bicycle? Okay. So you can use your 10 frame, okay? And you could put down 2 geese for 2 counters, right? 2 counters, say those are geese. How many more am I going to count to get up to 10? Or you could draw 10 and X out 2. Use whichever way you want to figure it out. And while you're figuring it out, pause and come back and let's check your answer. 8 geese. I can hardly wait to hear how you solve that problem. Okay, now here we go. Hot problem. Riley wrote this on the board. Tell why Riley is wrong and make it right. Okay, so Riley wrote 6 plus 5 equals 10. That doesn't make 10, does it? All right, well, let's see. So, what does it make, do you think? Okay. All right, so how can we make it correct? Okay, that's right. You could put 5 plus 5 equals 10. That's true. Is there another way that you could show it? If we kept the 6. All right, if we kept the 6, how many more do you need to add to make it 10? 4. Good job. Okay. So those are 2 ways. The first way, I chose to change the 6 and make it a 5. And the second way, I kept the 6, but I changed the second number and made that a 4. Okay, so be sure to write down either of these answers on the line. Okay. And that is our math lesson for today. You guys did a great job. And like I said, if you like, you may do the homework pages practice. Okay. You don't have to, but if you'd like to continue practicing, and I will see you in groups. Bye-bye, guys. Good job today.